Oh, what'd you do? All right, we're here. Welcome. I know we're a little bit late, but we've had a lot going on. Not late to the thing, but late to, we should have did this last week, I think. But we're here. We've had a lot going on. We've been on the road, as everybody knows. Let me adjust this a little bit. What? Wrong way. How do I do this?
What are you trying to do?
Go up. There we go. All right. Anyways. So we're just going to do kind of like we did the last time. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, let you guys ask what you want to ask, and then we'll do a little overview of what we did and our road trip and things like that, what we have coming up, because we've got a lot coming up still. Seems like we're going to go home for Christmas, but that's about it, and we'll be right back to the States. Bugs over there being loud as hell. Huh? So... anyways, so we did our West Coast tour. If you were along the trip of our tour, and you got to meet us and we got to hang out with you, we appreciate it. It was a blast for us. We got to see Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, Grand Teton. I mean, we got to see everything. We went to Vegas, LA, back to Vegas for SEMA. SEMA was pretty cool. If you haven't been to SEMA, it's an experience. I don't think it's as cool as PRI, but that's coming up. So we are going to attend PRI, which is in Indianapolis on, I think, like the 11th. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember. If you are going to PRI, let us know so we can kind of meet up. Let's see. PRI 2025. If you don't know what PRI is, it's like SEMA, but for race car parts. So anybody that makes pistons, rods, engine management, things like that, they're all there. So super cool. It's December 11th through the 13th. So if you are going to PRI, let us know. I think that concludes our tours for the year, right?
Yeah, only half this year.
Even though we toured like half this year. So plans coming up. We're going to go to PRI. On our way to PRI, I know a lot of people have been waiting on the content on Wendy's car. We did take it to the track, and I don't know that it's an issue, but we did a Gen 2 trans. So if you don't know what that is, that's the like 22, I think, and up 10-speed transmission. So it's got a different style converter, different valve body. I think the issue we were having was that we run a T87A controller because that's what comes with the kit that we got, right? From Sean at Performance Powertrain Swap Solutions. Sorry guys, I'm still tuning another car while we're doing this because we didn't get it finished. Give me 1 second. Okay. Anyways, so Gen 2 transmission, 10 speed, which is like 2022 plus, comes with like a dual Kevlar clutch and everything. So that's what we thought was maybe a good idea. I think having the T87A that's made for like the Gen 1 10 speed is having an issue with it. At wide open, when we started putting a lot of power to it, it kind of had like a weird shift. I think we can fix it, which I'll do a little bit of testing before I bring it back to Tim. But I'm gonna play with it. But I think that's our plan. We're gonna drop it off at Tim King's on our way to Indianapolis. So yes, we're driving to Indianapolis. We'll stop in Dayton, which is where Tim is. We're gonna drop the car off. And Circle D made us a converter. So they made I think like a 5500 stall for that car, which is going to be pretty gnarly. So we're going to grab the converter from Circle D. We're going to grab the car. We're going to drop it off at Tim King's. He's going to pull the Gen 2 trans. He's going to build the Gen 1, put the converter in it, and put it back in the car while we're at PRI. And then we'll take that car back down. I think that's the issue we were having. And again, I'll make a lot more posts because, we've kind of got our tours out of the way. So now it's time to really push the race cars. Anyways, right now, my C7, if anybody was curious, the C7 was at Circle D. They were going through the converter. They went through the transmission again, new torque tube. All of that's done. My buddy Bo from Oklahoma, Bo went and picked the car up Monday. I think Monday.
I think so.
Grabbed it Monday. So the new Rick Crawford Racing cam, he's swapping that out for me. So he's going to pull the BTR1 cam. I asked him to take pictures and videos so you guys can kind of see. So hopefully he's doing that. He's going to swap in the Rick Crawford cam and we'll take it back to the dyno. I'm definitely expecting some gains there, but I still have inch and 7/8 headers. And we were on Instagram today and I saw the Concept Performance headers. If you guys aren't familiar, they're 8-4 to 2-1. So they're really cool. They kind of, they come down to 4 pipes, then those pipes go to 2, and then those go to 1, like 4.5-inch outlet, which would be really cool to just put a dump on that. They kind of sound a little exotic, and I like the sound of it. So I was messaging with them, and we're going to probably pick up a set of those headers from them. They're 2-inch to 2.25. So I think that'll be some big gains there. But what I'd like to do is dial it in on the 1 7/8 and then swap those headers on and see if it makes a gain or how that works. So follow along. There's going to be a lot of car content between my car and Wendy's car now. We just had to get everything else out of the way, get the tuning tour done, kind of get everybody handled. And now that the North is frozen, we will have a little more time to work on our own cars. All right. So hopefully that kind of gives you guys an idea of what is happening, what's going to happen. We're going to do some Q&A like we always do. I think anything outside of that. Oh, we went back to the track with Tim King's Blackwing. If you guys didn't see that, we currently have the record for the quickest and fastest Blackwing. We're first to the 8s on 18s. The car went a 570 at 123 when it went 890. We did that 3 times. With the new setup, we only got 1/8 mile that it actually hooked, and the car went 550 at 128. So that should be 850, 860. Looks like it's going to be Cadillac Attack before we're able to actually go run that car. We had some issues with an injector, just some things we need to kind of go over, and we got to figure out getting it to hook a little better. But anyways, so I think that Blackwing record's about to drop pretty significantly. So if you're out there and you've got a Blackwing and you want to, go fast, I think we've got that pretty much locked down. There's still a limiter at 7,000 RPM, so we're having to shift the car kind of early. We're still working on that. If we can get that, that would be another big help. But I mean, the car is still showing quite a bit of promise for what we do have. So before I do the Q&A, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, or any of that, make sure you shoot over here to Tuned In with JWT. That's the only place we do the questions and answers. Anything you guys have, let's talk, let's discuss. I've got a little bit of time tonight. I know we missed a week, but, between traveling and PRI, and then I got sick. That didn't work. And then if you saw the post yesterday, I was rebooting my main laptop, and I had everything on a hard drive and somehow formatted that hard drive and lost all of my files for the last 15 years. Luckily, this app called Recuva, I think it's called, was able to restore almost all of it. So if you ever wipe a hard drive on accident, there is a way to get past it. And if you ever try to delete stuff, they can obviously find it pretty easily. All right, that being said, if you're over here, I'm going to start going through the questions. If you guys have anything else you want to discuss, let's just discuss it. But also, real quick, I met an engine builder at Flag Motorsports in California, and we did some talking with him and Griffin Motorsports, if you guys are familiar with GMS. And we kind of talked about camshafts and stuff like that, because I've done the cam testing before, but he offered to build an engine for us. And we talking about renting a dyno for a couple days and going through, do the whole cam test again, posting all of this. We'll post it here. The cam test, we're going to do the blower test. So I'm thinking we'll do like a 1.7, and then we'll throw a 2650 on it and kind of see the difference. And then that way you guys can see the shifts of where the power is being made. And if the cam affects by blower. I need some more ideas from you guys. So whatever, you guys are thinking that you'd like to see tested, if he's willing to build an engine for us and get us an engine dyno, what tests would you guys like to see? And I'll fly to California and spend a week or so out there doing this testing. That way we can kind of bring this out. I wish I would have been able to bring the cam testing to you guys before, but I didn't really save a lot of it. I kind of did it just to see what cam I wanted to run in my car. And, at least I told you which one was working the best.
Instagram live.
Huh?
Instagram is live.
Did you hit it? Nope.
Dorky.
Hold on. There we go. Now we're on Instagram. Goofball. Wendy messed that up. We weren't on Instagram. Now we are.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Instagram. That's all right. You should have been on the YouTube anyways. All right, so let's go through some of this. Andrew G, first one. And with the super chat. Thank you, Andrew.
Remember
Andrew's been a G since day one.
that question Jack's had for this one.
Okay. Yeah. So Jax wants to know, can you talk about power control on your next live? Would be great to hear how you're using traction control versus gear versus mile per hour versus boost versus timing versus whatever. So Jax, if you're not in here, I hope you are. It kind of depends on the platform. It depends on the setting and what we're trying to do. So I'll go back to that. I want to see if Jax is in here. If he is, let's discuss it that way. If not, I'll kind of tell you, because if you guys are watching our video, we had obviously Tim King's car. We weren't leaving on everything because we were on 18s. And then I just did a ZL1 on the street that was a stock cam, but it's a pretty fast car. And we made that hook, and we can kind of get into how we did that. But let me go run through the questions that we do have. Wendy making fun of me for walking around on the phone. What's up, Trevor, man? How you doing? Peanut Head. Andrew again. I'm ditching my ancient ECM and fuse box. What is a good ecosystem to buy into for small block Chevy and LSA, Holly, Haltech, or Motec still worth the extra cost? Honestly, Andrew, it really depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to get out of it. If you're trying to get everything and you need it to work on every surface, you need it to work anywhere, everywhere, all the time, the most control, Motec is the way. Holly and Haltech are very good. They're obviously very capable, but each have their own drawbacks. So it really depends mostly on what you're trying to do with the car, what you're trying to get out of it. I agree. If you haven't liked, subscribed, or, promoted our channel, please help us with that. We're going to try to keep this growing. I told you guys we'd do some testing. Obviously, that's what we're trying to do. Like I said, speaking with the engine builder, things like that. We got a lot of product testing coming up. We just needed to get through the year of traveling and meeting everyone and doing that thing. But we've got a lot more planned. Seeing as I make 26 pounds of boost, I'm okay losing a little bit. But even though you do the bigger headers and you lose the boost, you don't lose the power because the blower is still moving the same CFM. So as long as it's getting through the engine, if anything, losing that little bit of boost just reduces your heat a little bit and, makes the same power, if not more. It's just more efficient. It says you're remote tuning my shitbox Escalade. If it's an Escalade, it's not a shitbox. Don't say that. I don't know. I'm working on mine right now. So the second time this AC line has been leaking. Yeah, but he will gain horsepower. Engine will become efficient. Exactly. Will there ever be an end to the mods to the C7? So my current plans right now, the car has already been, I think, 8.4 at 162 on 18s, ramping the boost in. That was back when the car made about 1,050 to 1,100. The car currently makes 1,240, and with the new cam, we're hoping for 13. My goal is hopefully by Cadillac Attack to try to run a 790 with it, but I'm giving it 2 broken differentials, and that's it. If it breaks stubs twice, that's it. I'm done with it. It runs what it runs. But honestly, I really don't see much more. If there's something else you guys think we should do on the C7, let me know. But I think we've kind of shown that we can make crazy power with super simple mods. And I think it's time to go to the C8 or a Blackwing platform. I'm a little discouraged on the Blackwing platform because we've already kind of done that with Tim's car and we kind of know exactly what we need. But the C8 would be nice if they would unlock the trans. I think that's the only thing that holds me back on the C8. If they would unlock the trans, I'd feel a lot better going to that. Yes. Yeah, the trans is unlocked on the Blackwing for all the way up to 2025, which is what we can tune. We can't tune 2026 though. But on the C8, we have no trans control, which I just don't like. It says, hey, Justin, car's running great. Love the smooth boost. You're a beast, sir. Thank you, man. Appreciate that for sure. I do like the smooth boost. Taylor Hoyt, none of my cars run. Please help. How about finish your wiring and it'll run? Want to test on proven combos that you as a tuner will green light. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to do the cams because everybody wants to know cams. But we're trying to keep it relatable to like what people would normally run. I think that's the biggest thing, right? It's like, I don't want to go, that's the whole reason I don't go turbo because not enough people are turbo. So I feel like I'd be doing that just for my own gain. And I just don't care to do it. I know we can make 1400 on a stock motor pretty easily with turbos. Anybody that wants that, I'm all for it. Turbos are awesome, but I don't feel like it brings enough to the testing to make sense to enough people. Did I mess it up?
Yeah, it looks really silly with all that stuff above your head.
All right. Oh, look, there's Bo. So anybody that doesn't know, Bowman Holland, he's the one that went down and picked up my C7. He's doing the cam swap for us. Thank you again, Bo. I really appreciate it. I've had the cam floating in my car for about 6 months now. And Bo offered to go pick the car up and do the cam swap for us. So hopefully everything looks okay in that motor because I haven't looked at anything in 7,000 miles. But once again, thank you, Bo. I really appreciate that. Chance.
Forever.
Huh?
It's a bestie forever.
Yeah. Bo's always been down. He's always helped us anytime we go to the track. He drives hours at a time to take care of us. Definitely one of the best guys out there. Chance. So Chance has finally upped his charge pipe and he went to Florida, got beat by another car, so dropped a bunch of money and he's about to go a lot faster. So yeah. Ulysses, we finally got to meet. So appreciate that. We were in Arizona, right? Arizona, and we got to meet Ulysses. He's been following our channel for quite a while. So appreciate actually getting to hang out and go do some hood rat shit with you. Huh?
Car was nice.
And yeah, nice car for sure.
That nice blue interior. Blue light.
The blue light, yeah. He had like this, I guess it was like a strip LED on the interior. If I wasn't gonna try to pull some weight out of my car, I'd totally do it to my own car. But it's kind of counterintuitive now. Hey man, have you ever tuned 98.57 Vortec motors with HP tuners? I have once upon a time, but I don't currently. One of my problems is I feel customers who don't know how to build cars by specs is that tuners do not tell them detailed combos that work, aka stages. You need these layouts. So that's why we do consultation. We offer consultation. That way you can kind of tell me what you want and what your goal is. And I can give you quite a bit of different ways to go about it, right? Like how to hit your goal efficiently without spending a whole bunch of money. Because, we're making on the regular 850 to 900 stock blower, stock cam, LT4 stuff. Things have just come to a whole new level that even impresses me. So, we can get you to that combo. We can get you to these power numbers that some of these guys are making with half the parts, but you got to do the consultation, stuff like that. That way we can kind of spec it for you because at the end of the day, combo's everything. Stage one will be flex fuel, intake, spark plugs, right? Next. Too many cookie cutter combos. I made a video on that. So for the LT4, the first round of mods would be flex fuel, spark plugs, and a tune, and you're looking at 100 wheel. But too many people want to throw a pulley in there, and then you need an aux pump, and then you start running out of fuel, and they always want to mess it up. So unfortunately, there's not an ass for every seat. Is it difficult to remote tune LT with DSX port injection? No, not really. The Atlas does make the remote tuning easier because it kind of is handled by itself. So no, it's definitely not really difficult. As long as as long as you get everything kind of lined out and you've done it before, I guess it's probably the best way to explain it. Does anyone know if the HP tuner device comes with the cable or if it's sold separate? Which cable? If you're talking about the USB, it comes with a USB A to C. What? It comes with a USB A to C, but it doesn't come with the ProLink cable. It is Pro capable right away, but it doesn't come with the ProLink itself. Nathan Griffith, Bo is the GOAT. That's true. Bo has always helped us, always taken care of us. So definitely appreciate him. Andrew, again, thank you, man. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly say us LS guys are coping. Gen 5 LT is still king. That being said, are you going to jump onto the Gen 6 V8 right away? I typically don't go into anything right away. So I came a little later to the Gen 5 game, and the reason was because I like to make sure I proof everything out before I offer it to customers. I don't want to offer tuning to a customer on something I haven't tested enough. So as soon as the Gen 6 comes out, I will start tuning it. And basically, I'll get with a customer that has a car, right? And I'll just spend a couple of days on it or weeks on it, whatever I need to feel it out. And then, I'll post about it and I'll go from there.
It'll probably be Tim King again.
It'd probably be Tim King. He'll probably, trade the Blackwing in for something else. But again, at the rate that they're locking these ECUs and giving us so much trouble to get into them, are we going to have access? That's going to be the other thing. I mean, the C8's come out 5 years ago. It's almost 6 years ago now, and we still can't get into the transmission. It's a little discouraging, honestly. But if we can, I'll definitely be in there. What engine platform families do you tune and don't tune? Gen 4, Gen 5, LS, LT. That's pretty much what I stick to. I've done the V6 stuff. I've done the 4-cylinder stuff. I've done Dodge. I've done Ford. I stick to what I know and what I feel like I can give you the best return, the best product. So we stopped remote tuning Gen 3. It's just I can't get enough data to comfortably tune them properly. It's not that I can't. It's just such a pain. And those cars, unfortunately, always have some kind of issue or some kind of leak or something. And it just doesn't make enough sense for me to keep messing with. So unfortunately, we've removed those and we do only Gen 4 and Gen 5.
Is Holly its own platform?
Holly, yeah, we do all the standalones. I know we don't talk about a lot because it's not a big part of our business because everybody's uncle's cousin is messing with their Holly and that's kind of what they like. But there is a lot to the Holly stuff and these standalones that we could really make some cool power with. So we're all for that. I love the standalone stuff, and I'll be doing more and more standalone stuff as we go, obviously. But we do offer that if you guys don't know that. Says my bottom end should be broken in soon. After that, it's time for some watt pulls and revisions. Do you ever come to Southwest Florida? Would love to meet up and rent some dyno time for it. We will be in Florida for Cadillac Attack end of January. So we would definitely be there end of January.
We can set something up.
Yep. Yeah, just let us know because we'll make sure to make time to travel a few spots. Hey, we'll see about making the MPP work on the non-MPP car. No, I actually forgot, Ulysses. I'm sorry, man. Shoot me a text after this, and I'll go look for it again. Justin Mitchell, wish you were Rockingham this weekend. DA is negative 1,600. Holy crap. So go make a pass and get that time that we were talking about, and then you can put the cam in your car. Justin's got a really sick ZL1 stock cam, so, it can't be that fast. But he's trying to put a cam in it now, and I'm like, oh, man, I really want to get a good number out of it before. But I don't know if you're going to hook it negative 1,600 DA. That would be kind of cool. Howard McDaniel, plus 10 on the consultation. Called just before I built. Highly recommend it. Yeah, that car is making some steam. I don't know how. Stock blower on this V2, this thing's making like 22 pounds of boost and consistently not slipping the belt. So clearly it's working really well. We just got to get the meth sorted out. Once we get that sorted out, we'll be a lot better off. Said I had no idea consultation was a thing. Yes, we do the consultation mostly because I was kind of getting to the point where I go to tune a car and, as much as you may think I enjoy telling you that your entire setup is crap, I don't. I hate that. I would rather just be like, oh, hell yeah, do this. And then we kind of go from there and we make power and everybody's happy. But it was getting to the point where I was having to upset way too many people and I didn't like it. So we do consultations. Nathan, I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday, Monday. He'll be there. We'll be doing his ZR1, C6 ZR1. Nate,
because I asked.
He says you don't need a 2650 to go fast. That's right. Nathan has one of the sickest ZL1s I've had the pleasure of dealing with. If you guys don't know, he owns the Smurf car. That one that you watch wheeling past the 60 foot? Yeah, that monster. What is the Pro cable used for? So the Pro cable is the interface that screws into the HP tuner. It is how you in like a wideband signal, or if you have some other signal that you need pinned in, that's where you would interface it at. But most widebands you do with the OBD port, like the AEM 30-0334. But if you have an 0300 or like a 4110, you can wire in the 5 volt through that. Link me in. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. I'm not sure how to do that, honestly. Oh.
Oh, there you go. Or just click copy. Oh, your Gmail's not on here.
Hold tight.
Just text it to him.
Where's we
My text
go?
are right here.
Huh?
That's my text. This is a MacBook. Home down. Type in EdVet.
Hold on, Ed Vet.
It's Vet Lab. Shish it.
How do you?
Paste.
All right, Ed, I sent you the link.
Just hit enter. Jesus Christ.
Leave me alone.
You old fart.
Is that right? No, that's not right. Hold on, Ed. She messed it up because it's not.
You're not right. That's why.
All right, there you go,
I
Ed.
didn't do it.
Sent it. Now what?
Copy it wrong.
I didn't copy it at all. All right, let's move on. Ed, if you pop in, we'll add you in. Chuck, thanks again. Haven't had the chance to test anymore yet. So if you guys saw the single cab black 1500 on 22s, this is the owner, Chuck. We learned some pretty interesting stuff out there. So it's a 10-speed 6.2 with a Whipple on it. He's going for the Global B quarter mile record. Well, we had to pull a bunch of power out to kind of get it out of the hole, and I pulled a little too much. And I think he's been 10-1 already. I think the record is like 990. So, but he's got the heavy ass 22-inch wheels. He now has 17s. But if you've seen it in our videos, if you haven't, go back and look at our videos. It's a single cab 1500, which normally only comes as a work truck, only as a 4-cylinder. He has swapped the 6.2, and here's Ed. Hold tight. Welcome, Ed.
What's happening?
So anyways, he swapped the 6.2, but not only did he do that, he put all of the high country stuff on it, all of the interior for the high country, the Super Cruise, everything functional. Pretty sick. But something we did learn that on Global B trucks, if you change the cubic inch, it delays the throttle. So make that make sense. What's up, Ed? What are you doing today?
I'm just, I'm just hanging out, trying to make America fast again.
Is that a porn
And-
studio?
No, I'm at Planet Fitness actually.
Planet Fitness. Do you have pizza?
No, they better not. That'd be Planet Fatness. That's a whole.
No, Planet Fitness has pizza, right?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
That's a thing. Planet Fitness has pizza.
Yeah.
You guys
I think
don't know Ed. Introduce yourself, Ed.
So I've got a little shop up here in Detroit, near Detroit, Michigan. My name is Ed Armbruster. Justin and I we've been working together, 4 years now, 3 years anyway. And quick story about how I met Justin. I had one of my customers call me, and he said, "Hey man, I was in a group chat or a group messenger or something like that, and this good old boy from Texas, Houston, Texas, was talking down there about how he could add 100 horsepower, 100 wheel horsepower to any LT car out there, any LT4 car out there," and I laughed. And bottom line is, man, I put you up to it, and in my defense, it was only 78 wheel horsepower.
It's close.
but as soon as I put the cam in that you told me to put in, that was another 100 with head work. So, but anyway, yeah, man. So Justin and I have been doing things. I'm actually getting away from shop builds as much as humanly possible, getting more into brand deals and social media and some other things. And, Justin and I have always gotten along. He's showed me a lot of things in the performance world. And, as I get into different areas, of our industry, I'm just trying to bring him and Wendy along because I like hanging out, man. And he's a smart MFer. So that's what I know.
Yeah. So, and Ed does a lot of work with a lot of companies and brands and things like that. So a lot of media, marketing, managing, things like that. He's the man to make some connections if you need to make some connections for sure. But
Try to be.
We love him.
Wendy said she
Hey,
loved him.
girl. But yeah, she's a sucker for a good sales pitch, though.
Yeah. We found that out at the jewelry store last week.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, she deserves it. Whatever you got, she deserves it.
Yeah, I wouldn't knock that. Yeah, well, there we go. Anyway,
What is it?
10 years.
so let's
Oh,
answer
congrats. That's awesome.
some more questions just so we can kind of roll through it. And if you have any questions for Ed, feel free pitch in. He's been doing this quite a while. So, have you ever had experience with the new MPVI 4? Yes, actually, I just messed with one. It says the Wi-Fi was active, but I couldn't get it to link. So maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. But I did try the standalone logging, and it didn't seem any faster, which I was hoping it would be. And maybe that'll come with the Wi-Fi. Maybe that comes with something else. But I feel like they kind of released it like the iPhone, where they were like, hey, this new iPhone has AI in a future update. They kind of pulled that same move with the MPVI 4. So it's probably got some really cool stuff coming, but I haven't rushed out and got one yet. We'll see.
I was a little, but I just got a 3 not that long ago, and then they came. I see, like obviously it had been out a little while, but to me it was new because I didn't want to get one, and now they came out with a 4. If there's anybody here from HP Tuners listening, we got to do a deal together or something soon because I'm starting to get resentful now that I don't have a 4. Number one, and number two, things are expensive.
I still have a 2. You have a 2 plus.
Who's that? My old cable?
No, Wendy's still got a 2 plus. I got a 2 though.
I've got one of the OG things with the huge cable. Like it hasn't been used in a long time, but even my 2 looks like it got drugged behind a truck.
Jeez. Taylor, what's your recommendation on 4075 piston? Not to put that in a stock block. So Taylor has a CTSV on 22 pounds of boost, and somebody decided to bore an offset bore stock block to 4075. And that went about how you would think it went. Hold on, let me get you a picture because I got a picture here.
It put holes in things.
Well, and the funny part was like we weren't really aggressive with it at all because we didn't really need to. The bar was pretty quick. But this is what happens when you do a 4075.
What camshaft was in that car?
We don't know.
Wasn't a stage 1.
No, it was big as shit. It'd have cracked the block earlier if it was stage 1.
Yeah, good. That was the right camshaft.
Probably helped that. All right. Late to the party, 10-speed update on Wendy's car. All right, I'll go through it one more time real quick. So in Wendy's car right now, we have a Gen 2, which is like the 2022 plus 10-speed. But we have a T87 controller, which is for the Gen 1. I don't know if there's a communication problem or what. Basically, the trans doesn't work as good as I feel like it should with that controller. It drives around fine, but when we started really kind of putting some power to it, it had some delays and some latencies and things like that I didn't like. So we spoke with Circle D Converters, and they're going to build us, or they built us a really nice converter for it. And on our way to PRI, we're going to drop her car off to Tim King. Tim King's going to pull the Gen 2, and he's going to put a built Gen 1 in it with the new converter. Because of my lack of knowledge, the turbos have 103 AR housings, and we have a lot of issues trying to get them to spool because they're big turbos. So we spoke with Robert Young of Zona Force Performance because we have Zona rotor turbos on it, and we're going to go to 82 housings, which he said should light off significantly faster. Unfortunately, it's just something I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, we spec'd it like 6-7 years ago. So now we'll go to the 82s, we'll go to the different trans, we have a converter. So we should be partying by the end of January. We're going to do a lot of testing in January on that car and my car. Probably going to be mostly in Dallas since they're the only ones with drag strips still. But that's the update on it, and we'll kind of keep everybody along. We really didn't do a lot on our cars because we wanted to get through the traveling and the touring and get everything done, get everybody happy. And when the North froze, now it's time to play with our cars. Right? Right.
So do you ever talk about, is there anybody, speaking of 10-speed transmissions, is there anybody doing a standalone on that controller yet on that?
Well, you can run it on a Holley. Powertrain Swap Solutions has the setup to make it work on a Holley as well now. So I guess that would be standalone.
Have you played with it at all or know anything about it?
I have not.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm interested. So on my G8 platform, that listen, if you stay working hard, one day you too can have a Pontiac G8. But I'd love to put a ton. it's be- it's better than a Cadillac CTS V2. Don't even come
It's
on.
got to go. Sorry.
No, I'd love to do a 10 speed if we control it. I kind of don't want to go Holly. I kind of want to go Link. But I'm limited. Like I'm even thinking about going with an 8 HP 95 on the car, just because I know that we can control that with a couple different platforms.
I debated that with the Mustang that we're doing in Puerto Rico, but Wendy said put a 400 in it, let it fly. So that's what we're doing.
Ew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. It's the obvious answer, but I got street cars. You guys have race cars.
Well, you know. All right, we got to stay on track with the questions because I'm getting behind.
Sorry.
All right. I have a C7 2650 cam with dual 15 FIC 30s, 3.25 pulley, making 14, 15 pounds of boost. What pulley should I do to bump it up 18, 19? Well, it depends what's your lower, because we need to know what the lower is. But ideally, if you really want to bump it up, you're going to need port injection. So I don't see you getting too much further, maybe a 3.0 with the pulley that you have. I mean, with the fuel setup that you have. So the lower is going to be very important. My dad's 5.7 Vortec has ported heads and catless headers. Can you point me in the direction of should get it tuned? I don't know. Ed, do you know anybody that tunes 5.7 Vortex?
No idea, man. I've never even played with one.
I played with one a long time ago, back when I did the big block one, the 8.8.
Oh yeah,
But,
8.1.
8.1, same thing, same shape.
Yeah. There's an 8.0 and an 8.1.
Is there? Oh, anyways, that's how long it's been.
Sorry. I think the 8.0 is only marine though, so I could be wrong. Sorry.
Just bought my tune with you today. Black Friday sale. Do I buy the MPVI 3 or 4? Honestly, either one. Probably the 4 because obviously it's going to come out with new features. But
Sure.
Speaking of that, I appreciate you buying the package. We do have our Black Friday sale running from today till Monday, right?
Yeah,
Monday at midnight. It will be done. It's like the one time a year that we actually do the Black Friday, do the sale thing.
$150 off of Global Bee.
So 150 off Global B
$100 off everything.
and 100 off everything else.
That's it. Not on consultations or
That's what she said.
but
Yeah, nothing off consultations. It's a lot of time.
They're already cheap enough.
Carl, thank you for becoming a member. If you're not subscribed to our membership, I know I keep saying we're going to make more videos. We are. It's just we're trying to make everything work. But Carl's got a 2014 truck, police package, Tahoe, that's got a blower on it, LSA. So pretty nasty little setup.
Is that a 5.3 LT1 style, like a Gen 5? I mean,
No, it's actually Gen 4, which is weird.
Gen
It
4
caught me
what?
off guard. Yeah, it's a 2014, but it's Gen 4.
Gen 4 5.3 or what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, man. Because 14 on everything else, I think, was Gen 5.
It's LT. Yep, LT, Gen 5.
Yeah.
We have our new hoodies and shirts. Wendy's pointing out here. To get out of the
I
way.
could show you.
It's backwards, but whoa, calm down.
And a
Yeah, I was
t-shirt.
like, whoa.
So Wendy to the rescue. Wendy's trying to flash people here.
Yeah.
Wayne said link me in too. How do I do?
Yeah.
All right.
Text them.
Hold on. All right. I got to keep with these questions. I don't mind adding you guys in here, but we got to keep the questions going. Wayne Russell. All right, Wayne, linking you in here. And enter. This MacBook's fancy.
Oh, you got it. You stepped up.
No, that's hers.
Oh, gotcha.
Wendy's going to get the opportunity to finally drive the C6 this weekend. Sorry in advance.
I told you he bought it for me.
Yeah. He's got a C6 DR1 that's pretty. It's a Smurf. He's got a C6 DR1 too that he's donating to Wendy apparently.
Wow. This is Wayne who's doing that?
No.
Nathan.
Oh.
Nate Griffin.
Gotcha.
Carl, your setup's not good. I like your setup. It works great. Calm down. We just got to figure out the map sensor not reading issue.
Is that really a big deal?
What?
That the map sensor doesn't work?
A little bit,
pounds amongst friends.
but we're getting there. The last shop that two in my car told me all 6L80 90s have shift flares. My shifts are crispy now. No. Yeah, you're right. No, that's not a thing. They don't all have shift flares. If they do, you need to work on the tuning. Some people are crazy.
If it's been flaring for a while, you probably got to work on the transmission now too.
He said they thought my shit was broken because the wave plates are removed and clutches added. Look, tuning's not for everybody. The amount of stuff I've seen lately is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
All right. Yeah, prior to shifting it would flare. They had no idea what they were doing. They literally told me I was feeling in the shifts was normal, and it wasn't. It's definitely not. Oh, Jesus. All right, they're having a conversation in here. So Lori said, hey, girl.
That's payback.
All right, I'm late. I'm getting there. I have a non-MPP car, and I added the Z06 dual with the valves, and I added the Hacker Perfect MPP control, and it works great. So is that a different controller on there, Chance? Is that how that works? On my C7 with the 6L80 Energy tuned it, but my trans tune hard shifts when just cruising, and during torque management still pops. Basically, all they did was give me a hard shift tune. Yeah. So the way it should be is if you're driving around normal, light throttle, the shift should be like a normal car. And as you start getting in it, it should start, stepping up. But
torque model, man. It was designed.
Yeah, if it's banging all the time, you got problems.
Yeah. Your torque model's wrong.
Welcome, Wayne. Wayne's in the shop building monsters over there.
What's happening, guys?
What's going on?
Oh, you know it. Trying to get things ready for old Justin to finish up.
Yeah. Building the V3 over there, Battleac and Hemlock, which he just did a 4L80 with trans brake and reverse manual valve body. So that thing should be an 8-second truck pretty easily. She's and she got into sick week, which is going to be super cool. I'm excited.
Cool. That's a great event.
Can't wait for the updates. Going 10 speed in my other V. Fuel Tech. Oh, he says Fuel Tech can control it. Well, we'll see. I actually emailed them about the Mustang, but I didn't get a message back. I was like, damn, that's pretty cold. Real problematic. Okay, they can discuss that in the comments. I just bought a V2 that's built motor, 2650 ported head.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that today, Jonathan. So Jonathan had a V3 that we tuned. He sold it, bought this V2. So we'll be taking care of that too. I appreciate that. He says, is there still a DD Tech discount? Can I combine the offers?
No.
Unfortunately, no. But I mean, you'll get the discount of not having to purchase another motor. Damn, Wayne left us.
Bye, Wayne.
Does the hoodie and shirts come with a free sticker?
I said DM me on Instagram and I'll send you a sticker.
All right, Wendy said if you want it, let her know on Instagram. I know she already said that, but for other people that are listening, if you buy a shirt, make sure you message her first. What converter brand and stall size do you recommend for 2018 Camaro SS? Depends on what you have, cam, things like that. I always go big stall because we have 10 gears and lockup. So I'm pretty much 5,500 or not.
No shit.
That's what's in my car. Bo said it was hard to get on the trailer.
I
Yeah.
do it all the time. He's fine.
You didn't drive with the new stall.
Oh yeah.
But if you're not having like temp issues, man, who cares? Go for it.
Right. Yeah. No, my fan's wired to always run anyways.
Yeah.
Do you tune FIC or FID? I prefer FID, fuel injector development. Tom's been a good friend for a very long time, and he makes a killer quality product. Stock LT1 Stingray looking to get an ECS supercharger running meth. Would 10 pounds of boost be overkill? Would 2 nozzles be ideal for a setup? Yes on the meth. 100% meth if you're going to be running stock bottom end. 10 pounds of boost will be perfectly fine. It'll make in the neighborhood of 750-ish.
You're pushing those that hard, Justin?
Huh?
You're pushing those that hard, eh?
I don't get nervous till about 850.
No kidding.
It depends on how they drive. If they've got an LT1 and they're out beating the dog shit out of it, it's gonna pop. That's just what's gonna happen. I don't care what anybody says. But I've got a lot of safeties in there that really kind of keep them going.
It's a centrifugal too. Like I remember, we were putting LT4 blowers on those cars like 5 years ago, and we would stop at like 7-8 pounds of boost, like just a little over 600 wheel, and that was it.
Yeah, but with these, they're not making it way up top.
Yeah, you didn't tune any of them either. It was all like kind of experimental at the time.
Yeah. Oh, Wayne's back. What up?
Man, my phone died on me.
Oh, stop it.
It's kind of like computers, they kind of go when they want to go.
You start with me. I've had a very traumatic last 2 days.
Well, I'm glad you got it figured out.
Yeah, I was panicking. I'm like, I have no files. Everything was gone.
That sucks. That's kind of like losing your phone and not being able to get in touch with nobody.
It's like that, but way worse
Yeah.
because it's my entire business.
Oh.
Like everything I had was gone. It really kind of concerns me because it's like it was very easy to bring everything back. So
Yeah.
whenever you think you're deleting something, you ain't deleting shit. Anyways, what brand stall and stall size do you recommend? 2018 SS, my Mazda BTR 225 high rim. So 4,500-ish would probably be a stall. What I do is call Circle D Specialties, talk to Brady, tell Brady you want a big stall. Brady's the man. They've always taken care of us. They've taken care of every vehicle we've had. That's my best suggestion there. Sick Week is a great event. 3 years in a row racing it. Empty seat if you want, Justin. I'm going this year.
Well, we're
Dude, we
racing
should do
truck
that.
this year.
Whether I'm riding around with you guys or I'm riding that seat, I'm going for sure. As long as they don't try to get in on Cadillac Attack again, because they kind of ruined that.
No, it's actually a week and a half later.
Yeah. So, last time, they put it in Cadillac Attack and ruined the whole event.
Yeah, it's not that way this year.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, we want to kind of get into some drag and drives as well, but we kind of got to get our car set up for that. That's another goal we're working on. I'd like to do the Alaska drag and drive. That would be super cool.
Only in the summertime.
If it's a stock V2, like stock bottom end V2, around 1,000, 1,100 maybe, if you're careful with it. I wouldn't push much more than that because you'll lose a rod. If it was turbo, you could, but not with a 2650. Have a meth E30 with aux pump and headers and ported blower 103. What do you recommend for me to do next? Schedule a consultation and we can set that up. But really quick for anybody else that's kind of curious. I don't know. Ed, why don't you take that one?
What is the question?
Read it. It's on the screen, fool.
I can't see it like on my phone. It's super small.
Have meth and E30 with aux pump and headers and ported blower 103. What do you recommend me to do next? I guess. Yeah.
Don't like. I love the. I used to live on the meth field before you really had the port injection figured out. But a motor's really expensive, and I don't care who you are. There's not any really reliable meth setups out there. There's just not in my experience, and I haven't put meth on the car in a long time, so I might be wrong. But save a motor and spend some money on port.
Yeah.
And there's so many cool things you can do in port, man. Closed loop fueling, some traction control things that you've got figured out. There's a lot of benefit to it. You can grow a long way with some port injection.
Well, we use the port injection and the meth on the truck, and that helps to cool our IATs because we're not running an air system or a water system on the truck. So in different applications, I believe it's needed.
You're on top of you're on top of your vehicle too. I mean, for somebody that that you do your own wrenching and you really got an eye on things, I would do meth in my own car personally if it came down to needing to go really fast. But for the average everyday person who's not just driving the thing around and it's a street car, you just like to floor it all the time, it can be a real bad idea. But no way, I'm with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of maintenance that goes into this stuff.
Yep.
Methanol, you got to purge them valves and the lines. You got to make sure they don't build up crap in there, or you will have an issue if it doesn't go off.
Yeah, you got to put a pump. You want to put a pump in it every season at least. You got to keep an eye. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on logs to make sure the thing, it's not starting to go away on you. There's a lot of variables. People leave those things in their garage in summertime, and it gets warm and cold. You get condensation in the tank. I mean, crusted up stuff. It's not a bad thing at all if you got your eye on it. But if you're just a average guy playing around with your car, man, buy port injection, it'll save your motor.
Valid point.
Yeah. Let's keep rolling. With my Escalade and 7% over, 2.6 up top, now bigger cam. I'm likely lower boost than I was. Could I go from a 2.4 to 60 some gains? Yes. More CFM flow is always going to gain more. The boost number doesn't really matter. It's the amount of flow that thing's putting out. Hey, Justin, big fan. Appreciate the knowledge you dropped. Does an LME 427 2650 combo need a Holley or Motec, or can we use stock ECU? I'm going to schedule a consult with my builder soon. It really depends. So like Wayne would be a good example of this. The factory computer with a standalone does really well. But when you want to go to that next level, right, and you want all the control, all the safeties, and you have the money to go that route, I mean, arguably, there's not going to be anything better. So it really depends on what you're trying to get out of that combo. If you really try to race the hell out of it, like you're trying to get everything, like Wayne's trying to shatter the world over here. And he's going to do that. You know, the Motec is going to enable him to do that and do it safely and do it repeatably. And he just hates logging the car. That's probably why he
it's not really that. I mean, we've put motors in this car. This will be the third or fourth motor in this car. And I'm to the point I'm tired of doing that. We've got a good built motor in this car now, and I want every safety feature that we got so we can go and enjoy a whole season of racing without an issue. And that's kind of why I went the extra mile with the Motec, and for us to learn it. I mean, it's been definitely a learning curve for us all to get it all worked out. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks we get it over to Chris and get things lined out. But it's definitely, you know, the safety features is where I'm worried, and I want to keep a motor in it.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the big thing. I think a lot of people seem to skimp when it comes to fueling and tuning, which I don't understand because that's like the two biggest things. But the Motec will be the same thing. Like once you get to that level of, you know, 1,400, and you really need it to be able to manage. I mean, it's said enough. When we went to the track with Wayne's car and it was able to power wheelie in first gear with a V3, there's no other V3 on earth I've ever seen do something like that. So that's a testament to what is to come, in my opinion. That sold me right there. So I just got to stop being a poor and get it for my car. But I guess it depends if I sell my car or not. If I buy the Gen 5 remote tune package for my 2014 C7 TCM Unlocked, does that include you tuning my transmission too? And since I'm tuned by someone else, are you cool with retuning it? Yes. So any of our tuning packages will cover all modules. So that's ECM, TCM, FSCM, CCM, all of it. Anything that's applicable is covered. So yes. And if you're tuned by somebody else, it doesn't really matter. I always take your file, convert it back to OE, and build it from scratch. So not a problem there as well. If you have the style, that's even better. 112 Kong Performance throttle body, good with 2650. Absolutely. It's the same as the Nick Williams. They're made by the same people. Built bottom end, you can definitely go a lot further. You're right. Following up, question for the LT1 with ECS at 10 PSE4 injectors be enough? Depends on enough of what you're talking about. If you're talking about on pump gas, 10 PSI on pump gas with LT4 pump and injectors, you can get away with. The problem is you start running into heat issues. So if you do the methanol kit, that covers your cooling and your, say, about 14, 15 PSI per D. It headers, intake, flex fuel, and aux pump, 103 throttle body, Kong porta blower. Can I remote tuner local in shop in Dallas, Fort Worth? Yeah, that's a pretty simple setup. We could definitely remote tune it, but we will also, it's good for a year. Don't call me in 13 months. Just kidding. Hey, Justin, I have a V2 coupe. I wanted to know about fitting 315. Yeah, it'll fit a 315 5017. The coupe will, not the sedan. But you better have some power to spin that tire. He says I'm buffering like Pornhub. Am I buffering? Am I buffering?
I'm not sure you buffering, but we're on the same Wi-Fi, so I don't know. Maybe he's got bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah, maybe it's you. Also have a 2.3 upper. So yeah, you may be fuel limited, but we'd have to see. All right. So take this time. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, move over to Tuned In with JWT on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Help us help you. I'm going to take a few more questions. We'll kind of go for a little bit, and then I got to go back out and fix the AC on the Escalade so we can drive back to Houston. It was buffering for me too. So is it still buffering?
No, mine is
All right. I'm sorry. The internet's not the best, where we're at, but I'm doing what I can with what we got. Yeah, we're in Mississippi. What's your opinion on using meth or just pump fuels like 93 and E85? When on 93, does meth add more power than E85 will? Is meth bad on your internals for long-time use? Okay, so this is my opinion. I've never had an issue with using meth long-term. I've never seen a problem there. So the best way I can explain it, and this is just what I've seen, right? So if you were to take, like I said, the spark plugs, flex fuel, on a stock car, we can gain about 100 wheel. If you were to not do the E85 and you were to do methanol, you'd gain right around 60. So it's almost as potent as E85, but it's not as potent. Also, I think some of that is trying to keep a safety margin because if the meth fails thing. But if you set up the meth properly and we use like an alky control kit, man, I've run meth kits for several years. I've seen several years on other cars. As long as it's wired up right, it doesn't really have an issue. Keep your tank topped off, things like that. Just be smart. You won't have a problem. So that's my opinion on methanol. Do I think you'd make the same power or more power with methanol? No. If you're already on E85, the only benefit methanol would have is if you have intake temp problems, right? So say you got a centrifugal blower, you've got that thing spun up and you're hitting like 180 degrees. Methanol at that point would for sure help you gain a little bit more. But once you're already on E85, you really don't have an issue. On the LTs, a lot of people use the methanol to get them a little further. So like if you can make 750, 800 on, pump gas or some E-mix, right? If you put methanol on it as well, you can make 950 or 1,000 because you have that extra fueling. So that's kind of the best way I think to look at that. But yes, it does become part of your fueling. Anybody that says that methanol does not offset your fueling doesn't understand how that works. If you're spraying a fuel in, it offsets your fueling. Benefit of port injection with it is if your meth for some reason fails, you can have closed loop fueling on your port controller, fix that. Definitely something to consider. Why does my 22Z01 A10 show up as a manual on my stock TCM if it's T93? I'm not sure. Shoot me a message after this and we can check that out. I don't know why. What do you charge to travel and tune in person? So typically every year we do an East Coast tour and we do a West Coast tour. And we do East and West because we drive through the center of the country several times a year. We go to Chicago quite a few times a year. But if it's somebody that, has a group of cars, what I usually require is 5 vehicles. If you have 5 vehicles, give me a heads up, cover the travel and I'll fly in. We'll knock all the cars. We can do dyno. We can do street. We can go to the track, whatever you guys want. Typically, if we do, let's say 6 cars, that would be 3 cars a day that I would be there. And then I always do an additional day. So that would be 6 cars would be 3 days. So I'd fly in, we'd have a day where we kind of all meet up, go over the cars, get started, do 3. And then the last day is just make sure everybody's good, everybody's handled, and then we fly back out. So typically we try to do 5 cars and travel. To run C85 on an A8 Camaro SS, do you just need LT4 pump and injectors? What are the gains? So yeah, so C85 usually is good for about 3 to 4% of power. So whatever you were making on E85, you can gain about 3 to 4% on top of that. But yeah, you would need the LT4 injectors and pump for sure. Looking to get into the V2 platform, what's the best thing or worst thing about the platform in your opinion? The best thing is dollar per dollar, there's no platform better. There's nothing with a stronger motor, drivetrain. There's nothing out there, dollar per dollar, in my opinion, that can compete with it. I think the worst thing about it is the toxicity of the community. That's really it. It's just everybody seems to be like a little angry and a little like, not so helpful anymore. They used to be a good tight-knit community, and now it doesn't seem to be as much. But outside of the car, I don't really think there's a negative of the car. Do you?
No, not unless you buy an 09.
What? You don't get backup camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get an 09, you don't get a backup camera. Outside of that, I think a V2 platform, especially at the price, is crazy not to have one. I mean, we still have
They still
two.
look amazing. They drive great. You got all the luxury features.
It's a timeless car. I want to upgrade the supercharger on my V. I've got the Dart 388 crate motor from BTR. Just got the 4 triple pump system installed. What is the best direction to go, Kong or Maggie? Man, I'm not 100% sure. The Kong one seems pretty good, but the Maggie seems pretty good. But I haven't really seen a back-to-back comparison, unfortunately, on the LS stuff. On the LT stuff, it's pretty simple. It's Maggie, but I don't really know on the LS stuff, unfortunately. How can I add the channels on my VCM scanner so I can look at some of the stuff you talk about in your videos, like trans torque and stuff? I have zero clue about tuning, but I'm learning. Hey, look, it's always good to learn. Shoot me an email at justinwhitetuned@gmail.com, and I'll send you over a channels list, and you can utilize that, kind of go through and just kind of get your feet wet. There's also a video on this channel, right, that will kind of walk you through what you're looking at and should help you, decipher and understand what all the squiggly lines mean. And we're going to redo that video this year at some point, but we haven't done it yet. But the video has still got tons of information in it. I'm from Chicago. Is it easier to go through BC Speed Shop to get to you? It depends. If you're trying to do dyno, for sure. I will be going back to BC Speed in probably the next month or two at some point. I don't know yet, but I will be there again shortly. Or remote works as well, which we're already doing remote. So just depends on what you're trying to get out of it. When is it worth going 2-inch headers from 1.7/8? Well, hopefully I'll quash that and put that to bed shortly, because I have 1.7/8 on my car currently and it makes 1240. So they seem to be doing pretty well. But like I said, we spoke to, who was it?
Something concepts.
It's Concept.
I'm looking.
Give it a second. And I know it. I just
841 headers.
Concept 841 headers. So we're talking to them about doing a set of headers for the C7, which are 2-inch to 2.25 to a 4.5-inch single. And I plan on running the car on the 1.7/8 and then pulling them, putting those headers on and seeing what the difference is. And I'll obviously have that posted to the channel as well. Nate says I have 1.7/8 on mine. That was all the rage, and they're a good quality header that I have, and that's why I haven't changed them. Because I was like, oh man, a cheaper set of 2-inch may not be as good. So now we're going to do these Concept ones because they sound kind of exotic and I really like it. So I also want to get, if anybody knows where I can get some NASCAR mufflers, the flat ones that are like slanted.
Jared said he could get you some.
I know, but he didn't tell me where.
I'll message him.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking on the C7. Hear me out. Was getting the NASCAR. Let me see if I can show you guys, because I think it's going to be really cool. I had this friend a long time ago, Bud, and he did it on a truck, and it was so cool. So I figured, why not on a C7, right? Here it is. Boom. If that gives you an idea of what it looks like. So they're slanted, right? And we'd hook it like there, and then that would go out the side of the car. And that's only $300. So 2 of those, it's kind of like Zoomies, right? But like not. So anyways, that's the plan. So I may go off of that 4.5-inch outlet and then split it to 2 of those. That way I can have Zoomies without having Zoomies and cutting my car up. Because if I'm gonna sell the car, I don't want it cut up.
Put that underneath it?
Yeah, it goes flat across the bottom.
Under the side skirt?
Mm-hmm. It's only like 1 inch tall. See?
So is your car.
No, my car's jacked up. It's like a dump truck.
My car's jacked up. Your car's small.
Oh,
Small.
welcome, Max. Man, you're late, but you're here. So hey, I can't knock it. Appreciate it. What cam do you recommend that doesn't require a stall converter? In your car, they really don't. I don't know any that really require a stall converter. The 10-speed converter is pretty damn good. And if you got a cam that requires a stall, it's obviously not ideal for a ZL1. Oh, appreciate the donation there. Do you know what the improvement of the MPVI4 it will be from a tuner perspective? So the improvement is supposed to be the Wi-Fi compatibility, because Bluetooth is inherently crap. So logging and doing things over Bluetooth, it was like a cool deal, but it's shit. So with Wi-Fi, we should be able to log in real time, can communicate and flash with your phone, quickly. It's a lot more stable and secure. A lot of the BMWs in that community have had Wi-Fi for several years now. The other benefit is they say the onboard storage is much larger. The onboard logging is much bigger, but when I tried to add my channels to it, it only did like half of the channels. So I'm sure there's a channel limit. And they say that it logs faster, but I didn't have that experience, but I didn't spend a lot of time with it. So I will be sending in one of my HP tuners in for the 4, and I'll do a video for you guys on that. So I'll play with it. I'll kind of figure it out, and then I'll do a video on what I did find of it. Can you write that down? To do a video for the MPVI 4, because I'm going to send one of mine in and get another one. Because I have like 4 HP tuners. Wendy. Max. Yeah, the headers do sound interesting. I like it, but also 2 to 2 and 2. If you ever, if you're from the import world at all, which I was, the Tri-Y has always been like the go-to badass header design, right? So all this is a dual Tri-Y. So in theory, it should be significantly better. That's my opinion. We'll see. I have 1 7/8 cooked, got them a few years ago, told everyone they were great, which they are, but they're like 3,000 or some shit. When I bought them, they were like 1,600, I think. Yeah, they're expensive as shit. And these concept ones aren't cheap, but they make your car sound cooler and they make more power. I'm all for that, because I'm kind of getting to the point where like every horsepower is going to be very expensive to get. Oh, Max, I appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Goes a long way. We've been kind of saving a lot of that, the donation money as it comes, because we're going to use that for that testing that we spoke about. But you guys make sure that you give me ideas on, cam testing and what testing that you want to see, because we're planning on spending like a week out there on that engine dyno, and we're going to go through all kind of stuff. And again, the shop that's offering to do the engine is Flag Motorsports. They are actually building a couple engines for some of our customers now. So should turn out really well. The owner seemed like a super smart guy. He was open to listen to everything. And I'm looking forward to working with those guys. What are good bang for your buck heads for full bolt-on cam? Honestly, for the head stuff, especially for like full bolt-on cam stuff, I would recommend GPI. So definitely just hit those guys up, and they can get you kind of spec'd up for that. They're very good with that. Following up on the converter question, my car is stock converter. Right, because the stock converter is really good with the stage 1 cam. Yeah. So, and then hopefully I'll have some results with this new cam from Rick Crawford. Hopefully it gains quite a bit. Anybody looking for decals, message Wendy on Instagram. Anybody interested in merch, it's justinwhitetoon.shop. And we are officially underway of making our website. So hopefully our website will go live where we can do our merch, and we can do, we're going to do a lot of affiliate stuff. We're going to work with people, basically give you guys a place to pick the stuff that we use, right? I don't want to put anything on there that we wouldn't sell or that we wouldn't use ourselves. I don't promote anything that I don't ride behind. So he's talking about the famous cam. It's the BTR stage 1 cam has been the tried and true, until somebody shows me otherwise, has been tried and true cam. And it will be part of our testing when we do that test in California. Why am I getting meth on my V3? To shoot flames. Duh. I put meth on my car too. Well, Nate actually bought me a meth kit for my C7. So it'll have that too. But also for flames, because fire. Duh. When JWT tune stickers. That's Wendy handles all that. I meant for free. That race car shit is expensive. Smurf winning the ZL1 shootout on December 21st. Lebrani, I don't know, man. We're gonna find out. We might just let some air out of your tires. But I do plan on making sure that he's ready. So whether he wins or loses, he will put on a show. I guarantee you that. But I am rooting for him to win. Me like fire. Yeah, as long as it stays on the outside of the exhaust and not on the body of the car. Nate, I don't know if you saw when I pulled back up, exclamation from Lamar was pretty funny as shit. He was very blown away with that. And that car was pretty unexpectedly fast. I don't know if he kind of told you everything about it, but he was blown away. I was blown away. I thought it drove pretty decent before, and then after I was like, oh, this thing's perfect.
I'm showing what you mean by exclamation. Where's your microphone?
Oh, right here. Listen, this is
God damn!
we did some roll by flames on my way back in, and he was just like beside himself. Then we got a little carried away with the flames. I don't know if you guys saw that video. That one made me a little nervous. Best way / best online class to learn more about injection timing on Gen 5. So the best one I've seen so far, I really like the Evans Performance Academy stuff. But you still have Elite Tune School, HP Tuner School. All of those guys have Gen 5 stuff as well. But the best one, in my opinion, so far was the Evans Performance Academy. Oh, he's going to the finals for sure. He's going to the finals, or we're throwing hands in the parking lot. So I will make sure to be there and to try to help him as much as possible.
December 21st.
Yeah, we're gonna get it ahead of time. He's bringing the car Sunday. We're gonna get that thing dialed in.
You said you were trying to be there. I was letting you know it's on December 21st.
Yeah, I won't personally be there, but I will be there in spirit and in laptop because I'm going home.
Fly in, fly out.
I'm going to the beach for Christmas. Y'all should come to Oregon for what? Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
You should have stopped at Oregon.
Wendy hates Oregon and Washington. So, and Canada, absolutely Canada. But yeah, sorry.
It's a very far drive for our cars.
How do you tune for flex fuel with remote tuning? With a sensor? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, so I want to make sure I answer it properly. But basically, the sensor tells us the content, and then we calculate everything off of that. Easy. No, you better go to fuck shit up. Simple as that. Got way too much time in that car. It needs to fly, even if it's got a little stock blower. Also, we need a wideband. Absolutely need a wideband. Yeah. We do flex all the time. Several cars, works great. GM's flex is tits. Trying to make the ZL1 shootout on December 21st to watch a lot of fast street cars. Yeah, I think that's going to be a killer event. I'm very excited for it. I wish I could be there, but like, bro, I got to go home. I miss home. I've literally only been home for like what, 3 months this year?
Probably, yeah.
Maybe 3 months of the year, and I'm still paying for the house out there. And I'm not moving back to the States. Not going to happen ever. He made me buy a wideband and 3-bar map because the local clown shop that did it first never told me to. Look, people, it's like they don't even try anymore. You got to have data if you want to have things right. Simple as that. My bad. I meant do you tune 93 first. So a lot of people do that, right? They'll do 93 and then they'll switch to E85. Honestly, if the tables I have pretty well dialed in, we could tune it on E60 and then be perfectly fine, or E85 or whatever, or you could tune it on E40. The main reason I'd like to tune it on the most E possible is to get the fuel system as tight as possible with the most it's going to use. And then if you'd like to check it on 93, no problem. It will be very, very close, typically spot on. So, but I'd like to tune the most E you're going to run first to get everything as perfect, because as you go down in ethanol, you have more fuel volume anyways. So we don't really have much of an issue there. Can you tune in launches? If so, would that 2-step device be useless, or do they help with the flames? Typically the meth and lack of timing help with the flames. And I said I would touch on this. So a lot of the car that we did, the ZL1 on the street, we could utilize the boost control, like boost by mile an hour, boost by gear, to kind of get these cars out of the hole. But we could also just do it with timing. So basically the car that you guys, if you go look at our channel, that, the white ZL1 that was leaving, basically we left on 7.5 degrees of timing. And then we watch as the tire, make sure the tire has traction. And as soon as it has traction, you can feed that timing back in pretty quickly. Boost control helps with that as well. But typically the timing's a little faster to kind of get that tire hit and then ramp it from there. Boost is a little slower to react, I guess is the best way I could say that. Building this 1,000 horsepower twin turbo F-150 in my garage has been so much easier to work on than the C17 V3. I'll try not to blow this one up, but can't promise you anything. You ever going to tune Fords? No. There's just too many people doing it. There's too much to learn that I'm just not willing to do. You know, I think Rob does a killer job, and I would just have him do it. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I have so much more that I want to offer for GM. And there's so much that we're looking into to bring to the platforms that I like to stay focused and kind of be the master of what I'm trying to work on, if that makes sense. Don't blow the truck up. We still got to work on the other cars. You need something running. Okay, then whenever I get tuned by you, I'll probably buy some ethanol 1R. Not a bad idea. Is there a shop in Iowa that you've been working a relationship with? I'd have to look that up, but that's going to be part of our website. We're going to do a dealer network on our website. If you go to like Griffin Motorsports, he has a concept of that as well, like dealers that he sells to. He's going to work with us and help us kind of implement that into our page. So that way we can have different shops that we work with throughout the country that are willing to tune with us. And it's all coming. It's just, it takes a long time. And, you know, we don't want to drop something that's half-assed.
They can drive right over to BC Speed.
Or you can just drive to BC Speed too. That's true.
It's not super short.
Which is in Mokina, Illinois.
Yeah. Now that is a short drive, but they are very trustworthy.
Yeah. 388 with 12-ish pounds of boost currently. How could you tune mine to use E85 and pump gas 93? Is it even possible? I have no plan to use 93. Just wondering. Yes. And you can message me. We can kind of go over that as well. But yeah, we can definitely do that on E85, which is better. My car is almost 12-1 and it's got 26 pounds of boost to it. So it works. I got to get back with you soon to get my turbos rebuilt. It just randomly snapped the shaft when we were trying to tune it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've been through a lot of those, unfortunately. You were kind of breaking up when you were answering my question about the LT1 10 PSI meth fueling with LT4. I'm running pump 92. You were saying running any heat issues. Yeah, so basically with the Century blowers, they tend to make a lot more heat. So if you do the methanol kit, the methanol allows the cooling, but it also offsets enough fueling so you could run E85 with it. Or if you just want to run the 92, you got the 92, but you have the octane. So you have essentially E85 all the time, but with pump gas, if that made sense. What are the hoodies you're selling again? We have quite a bit of them. JustinWhiteTune.shop. But this is the current new design is this one that Wendy made, which
We have our
I
old
like.
blue logo. And I think there's a few more. I think there's like 4 different designs for hoodies. Yeah, there's Christmas edition also.
Oh, we have
There's
Christmas one.
Two different Christmas edition ones.
We need the
two-
Corvette one, the Corvette JWT one.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. But yeah, JustinWhiteTune.shop, go check it out. Anybody, buying merch definitely helps us out a lot. 01 needs flames. Yeah, well, we'll work on that this week. Max out. Did you get the Motec FTR? Yes, he did. He definitely did. And it's coming. The C7 is going to be nasty. It turns out the check engine light is just the phaser on the cam is stuck. Apparently the light came back on. You're building a motor. It's fine. It'll be fine. But that could be the misfire too. Max, you know where it's at. Max has been a great supporter. Very, very helpful, amazing customer from the get-go. So,
I dropped the link too.
oh, and Wendy dropped a link. So there it is, JustinWhiteTune.shop. What's up with the flames anyway? Is that meth injection only thing? So, look, I know there's a lot of tuners that are like, oh man, the Burbles are gay and blah, blah. And like, look, the way I look at it is, it's not my car. It's not my opinion. I don't care. If you like it and you're paying for a tune, you can have whatever you want. But yeah, so we can make them, shoot a little bit of flames without the methanol. But when you want this like excessive rolling flame deal, that is methanol. So basically we'll rev it, spray the meth, rev it, spray the meth, and we'll move, we'll reduce the timing. So essentially what you're doing is when you bring that timing from like 20, 30 degrees to like -10, you're essentially moving that flame from in the cylinder to the exhaust, right? And if you have the excessive amount of methanol there and you're igniting it in the exhaust, you get fire. So that's what we're doing.
And we love fire.
And we just like fire, man. People like it. I like it. If they call me gay, that's cool. I got plenty of kids to prove that's not true. Got a gang of them things. You just heard them. Shopping now. Glad Wendy got her kennel cough fixed. Yeah, she got it fixed, and I've lost my voice for the last 5 days. Fury's back.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Fury Man's here. How often do you think I should do oil changes as for Meth E85 instead of your normal 3K? Say, what's up, Fury? Say, hey.
Say
Oh.
bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Big bug.
A little crazy. If you ever watched Wild Thornberries as a kid, this is Donnie, my little wild man, car fanatic. Anyways, I do my oil changes every 1,500 miles or 3 hard nights out. Oil is cheap. It's easy to change. Maintenance is everything. You don't maintain your car and you do your oil change every 4,000 or 5,000 miles and you only do that once a year. Don't be surprised when you lose your motor. We've had a very good track record of being on the same motor for a very long time, and that's why we maintain the shit out of our cars. So you can ask for flames. Haha, that's fucking awesome. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's your car. I don't care. If it's cool to you, it's cool to me. That's how I look at it. You're paying for the tune. Might as well get what you want, right? That's how I look at it. My stock C7 shot flames with Justin sauce, completely stocked with cats. Yeah, so it's not super good idea with cats, but Nate forced me. And again, it's his car. You don't want it with cats mostly because you ignite that into the cats and it will disintegrate the cats over time. But if you want it, you got it. As long as you understand the risk. Cam, NA, shoot flame, or no, is it that boost exclusive? No, you can do it NA as well. It's a little harder NA because you have a little less fueling, but it can be done. Yeah, y'all are going to have fun together. Max is a riot. What oil did you say you were using? So I've always used VR1 2050, and I know people would say that's really thick, but remember, I always live in a tropical location or, Texas where it's hot. So I guess that's why, but I mean, my Escalade, my jet ski, my four-wheelers, my race car, everything runs Valvoline VR1, and I've had extremely good success. I mean, 40,000 miles on Wendy's motor so far, like 8,000 on my car so far, and we've never really had an issue. So yes, Motec is in the C7Z, is finished getting built at HPS. V3 is also at HPS. Meth, Tim King Trans, all new low side, 4-fuel system, and cleaning up a few things. Yeah, the C7 is going to be super nasty. As if the V3 wasn't nasty enough. I probably do. Do you recommend your customers keep traction control on while on the street? I have a C7 Z06 manual, 900 wheel, 20-inch Toyo R's with traction control on. I definitely feel the car cutting power, considering upgrade to the FTR. Yeah.
They need to advertise that song.
Okay. I always say yes. I'm scared to tell people not to run traction control because I don't want anybody wrecking or getting past that. But the FTR it's a whole different level. So it's not like the traction control. I guess the best way to say it is where you feel that cut, the FTR predicts the spin. Like it can see that it's going to spin and it corrects it beforehand. So you don't feel that cut. So you can just stab it and it works so quickly and predicts so well that you don't lose that. Now, you'll obviously go slower if it's having to cut, but you won't feel that, right? So it will go faster than you would have gone had you not had the FTR. I hope I explained that properly. If I didn't, let me know and I'll clean that up. Cadillac Attack, that's our next event as well. So hopefully we all get to go there together. Free cat delete. I mean, I guess that's how you look at it. Hopefully it exits and doesn't, take the motor out. Seems the chat loves flames. Everybody loves flames. Anybody that says they don't love flames is just a liar.
Hold on, let me pull that video real quick.
What ZL1 shootout, when and where? Nate, can you tell them? It's on the 21st. I think it's at XRP. If you want to clarify, it's the baddest ZL1s of Texas. I don't know if they're inviting more or not, but
Okay, you just have to One more thing to go.
Max out. You need to make some videos with that thing. Max, we need to go make some videos together. Let me know. I'll be at HPS if you need me to get some sneak shots of it. Motec, can you turn everything off and on easily? What do you mean off and on? What are we turning off and on? Like the trash control? What is FTR? Nate, you know what it is. It's the Motec based port injection control. We've talked about this. It's made by ProSpeed. Chris Delgado makes it. Valvoline VR1 over Royal Purple for my boosted Escalade in Southwest Florida. Again, everybody has their opinion. My opinion, VR1 2050 over everything so far until somebody proves me otherwise. Calm down, crazy man. Told y'all he's wild. Remember you told me the 2019 Grand Sport diff was a good one. Is that the E diff, and is it possible to put a non-Z51 that doesn't have a diff? I don't know that you can do that, unfortunately. I assume you could, because you could just lock the clutches out, kind of like you would do with a wave track. But I don't know if that's the best idea. So I don't remember. I'm not 100% sure on the answer for that one for you. I'm sorry. FTR is a pinnacle of ECM standalones, but it's not a standalone. So let's make sure that's clear. FTR is just Motec-based port control that integrates very well with the factory steering wheel buttons, the CAN bus system, the factory computer, everything. It's just when you want port control, but you want the next level, that's it. It's FTR. Fuck the rest. That's literally what it stands for. Yeah, XRP on the 21st, 25,000, baddest Texas ZL1 shootout. Please, I keep telling Phil at HPS to send me more pics and videos, but he's too busy building badass cars. It's not my pics. Yeah, and well, now he's having to tune the cars with me remote, and he kind of hates it, but he's dealing with it. Maybe that's it. But when I get there, I'll go snap some pictures and videos for you.
Yeah, I saw the other. I was like, ooh, Mexico.
Yeah. If you were going to buy one of two cars for Grudge Race, what are you buying? Auto C7Z or Auto 6 Gen ZL1? Wendy hates it, but ZL1. ZL1 all day. I don't want to keep fucking with the diff. And the ZL1s just go way too fast, too easily. If it was a grudge car, just a race car, 100% ZL1. I might have missed it, but is Wendy's V2 running a Cadillac Attack? What about your C7? Yes, they will both be a Cadillac Attack. I'm going to be testing them all through January, getting them ready. But yes, 100% we plan on racing both, so we will trailer both, unfortunately, this year. Normally we drive them there, race them, and drive them back. Then what diff should one upgrade to? You could still get the 2019 diff. I don't know. I guess just do the wave track. Send it to RPM and have them build it with the wave track. Hey, man, I have a 3.0 upper and 9.6 lower. How much can we make? I don't know. I did, honestly, once the 2650 came out for the V2s, I was already kind of doing a lot more Gen 5 stuff. So when I do the 2650 stuff for the V2s, they already have that done, and then we make what it makes. I know that sounds bad, but that's kind of how it works. I just didn't do a lot of sciencing with it because I was already moved to the other platform. What's up, man? Everything going? You guys come back up to the Dakotas and experience real snow and cold? Absolutely not. There's a reason we hurried up and got on that trip so we could make that trip. But I will say, of all the things that we go see, we've seen monuments all over the world. If you haven't been to Mount Rushmore, it's definitely the only one that when you look at it in pictures and you see it in real life, it's even better in real life. So if you haven't been to Mount Rushmore, make that trip. It's worth it. It was so cool.
The drive is so pretty.
The drive is super awesome. Like you're running through the canyons, and it was super good experience. If you haven't done it, make sure you take time and go do that. Let's see, definitely 6 Gen. Yeah, Nate, it's just, it works too well. Fuck yeah, what Wendy said. I'm not racing Wendy. Leave it alone.
Or
Anyways,
just one time.
we're not discussing this.
Your car's faster than mine.
Anyways, No, y'all just want to see her tree me and fucking make me look
They
bad.
already saw that at the BTR booth.
That's rude. Because I'm looking to make 1,000, never had a vehicle. That shouldn't be a problem at all. And if you know that pulley doesn't work, we'll just add more. Nate said he'll race you.
No shit, I'm down for that.
Who would do that?
Ain't no bitch in my blood.
Anyways, well, we'll be testing Wendy's car in Dallas, so you know if that happens. All right, we'll finish a few more, and then I still got to go fix that AC. Let's get it for him logging off, but good forward racing with you, Team JWT. Thanks, Max, again. Hope you have a good night. Should have did it in Houston. Should have did what in Houston?
And then we both had our cars there testing at HMP.
Oh, no, her car was having issues. You stop that. Well, so was his, but. Reflex boost by gear versus Atlas grip. I think the Atlas one still has some testing to be done. I have not successfully used it. The first time we used it, it had an issue with the motor. The second time it was supposed to pull boost and it didn't, and Max almost killed himself. So I don't know. I've been using the Reflex boost by gear for almost 2 years now, and it worked great. I think when the Atlas one kind of gets sorted out, it should be really good. But initially, I don't think it's there yet. So that's just my opinion. All right, let's see. Seems like 1,000 wheel horsepower is a new 500. Yeah, unfortunately it is. 1,000 is like, oh, that's it? You only make 1,000? Sad. When are you guys coming to Dallas? I'd like to get my car tuned in person. I don't know 100% yet.
Probably the second week or third week in January.
Yeah, probably going to be in January, second or third week.
If you book now, you save money. And
Yeah, but if you book now, you save the money, like she said. But yeah, it's probably going to be the second or third week. Let me know when you prep in January. I'll drive to Houston or Dallas. Yeah, you know we'll keep you in the loop because we're going to have Tim's Blackwing there as well, getting everybody ready. But Dallas just has more tracks, more nights. It's just, you know, it's just better, unfortunately. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. All right. We're about to wrap this up. Yep. All right. Let's wrap this up. I've got to go do some work on this truck. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. You know, make sure to spread this. Help us spread this. You know, we're still trying to build the YouTube. We're going to keep going. We're going to get better with it. It just takes time, you know, with the tuning and everything. Because we don't want our tuning to suffer. We want to make sure we do that as well as we bring you guys info. So thank you for anybody that's helped and subscribed, gotten on our membership stuff. We promise to get more out for you guys. Give us some more feedback. Let us know what you do want to see. One more from Andrew. Okay, you guys, I got to get back to work. Awesome seeing you guys. Keep the content coming. Thanks again, Andrew. You've been A1 since day one. So I'm going to roll out of here. Thank you again. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.